Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Monogatari off-season and monster season episode 12. And still, I don't know how many episodes we're going to get. I don't think this is the last one, and I already checked my anime list, and it still says, like unknown for the number of episodes for this, I don't know, core part of the season. I don't know. So we're just gonna continue on blindly on that regard. But yeah, for episode 11, even after a rewatch, I still didn't really understand a big, or rather, the whole bit in the conversation between Acerola and Araragi in regards to comparing vampires to lions and bears. Because I think I understand about Araragi, saying like, oh, everything falls to ruin anyway, so, basically trying to let her off the hook about what happened to her original kingdom. But it's like, I still disagree with that. That's not something that I would use. Instead, it's just like, well, it fell to ruin because of something she couldn't control. Not because, well, those people were going to die anyway at some point, so you simply accelerated the process. But it was going to happen anyway, like that. That's not the way to go about it. But yeah, she says, vampires drinking blood is different from lion-san or bear-san assaulting humans. I mean, yeah, I can see why she says that. I mean, bears and lions can't really communicate and form sentences like we've seen vampires in the series do, Like, they are capable of some intelligent thought, but they cannot communicate it with us. So in that regard, they're more innocent than vampires. That's the only way I can see it. But obviously vampires are a lot more stronger than a lion or a bear. But maybe it's because we've only seen the strongest ones. Yeah, I believe, speaking of vampires who feed on humans, or relative terms to carnivorous animals is unreasonable, and she just says that and doesn't elaborate. She just says after, if that point turns out to be the same, and basically goes on a different train of thought. But like, she just says that and doesn't explain why she believes that. So I'm not even going to try. But the reason I gave is the closest one. But then she says, if they are basically the same, then that means I've changed the ecosystem of an endangered species. So I guess she sees vampires are like, well, endangered makes me think that there are very few around, and if the very few that are around die out, then yeah, they would be extinct. Which, like, I mean, I don't know where Acerola gets that conclusion. Yeah, we've just seen a few vampires, but that's, the nature of the series. Monogatari doesn't really have a very big cast. So it's like, I feel like Acerola is just making a lot of assumptions, which leads into me saying that she shares some similarities with Araragi. And I did think of her a bit as like a martyr, you know, which the literal definition is those who turn themselves into martyrs victimize themselves for the benefit of others. So it's like, yes and no, because it's like, I mean, that kind of works, but at the same time, you know, Acerola didn't victimize herself because, well, it seems like she was just born with that affliction of being too beautiful to look at. So it's not technically that someone made her like that, but you know, the people around her didn't let her be anything else. That said, when it comes to Deathtopia, I do feel like she's exercising a bit of a savior complex. And it makes sense, obviously, with what we know about her. But she's definitely trying to carry everything about Deathtopia's life on her shoulders, when that's not how it works. Like, I'm sure, like, Deathtopia has agency of her own. Even though, you know, the curse of Acerola makes Deathtopia more attracted to her than naturally it would happen. But at the end of the day, you know, she makes her own choices, and she made her choice to want to drink the blood of the beautiful princess because of her own policies. So yeah, I feel like Acerola, by thinking like that, it's taking away Deathtopia's agency. But like I said, I get why she would think like this. But yeah, then she kisses Araragi, and she gives him what he needs to start healing Deathtopia. But yeah, the opening, yo, so cool. Still, I do think this is my favorite visually of the Shinobu openings. Oh yeah, and then we have Hachikuji and Shinobu basically crying and just being very distraught when thinking that Araragi wasn't coming back. So yeah, I really hope, like, it's a very small moment, and Araragi just looks completely surprised. But I hope this, you know, just contributes to him still thinking, you know, that there's definitely people that care very much about him and wouldn't want him gone. So yeah, hopefully that serves to reinforce that belief. Because I remember in Mayoi Hell, he was like, well, am I worth reviving, you know? There's gotta be other people who deserve it more than me, so here, you know, it shows that there's definitely people waiting for him and really need him and want him by their side. Then we have Gaen being kind of annoyed, or trying to pull the, you know, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. So then Araragi does a mouth-to-mouth to Deathtopia, and she starts healing. And then Gaen just drops that well, yeah, there's a fourth mummy, and that the way that the body was discovered doesn't really feel very vampirical. But then, later in the episode, we're gonna be like, well, actually, it has to be that another vampire framed the Deathtopia. But yeah, we get Hachikuji's explanation as to how she met Deathtopia and how she found her in this state. And, that leads credence to the idea that it wasn't her. Plus, as Shinobu lets us know, she has no idea what prime numbers are. But I was like, it's been 600 years, maybe she's learned. But, if we are to take that as fact, then yeah, it couldn't have been Deathtopia who left the code. So it was someone else pretending to be Deathtopia. And there's another code left in the cell phone of the fourth victim. But yeah, and then also Shinobu says at some point here, which I misunderstood, but it seems like while she's in this, lowly state, she can't really eat anything other than the beautiful princess's blood. But that doesn't mean that in 600 years she hasn't been able to eat anything else. Otherwise, she would have died. So it's only because she got to this state that her limited food options were very, very limited because of her own hang-ups on the stuff that she eats. So then the group splits up. Gain is going to keep looking in the phone to find out more about the girl. Hachikuji is going to stroll around finding clues. Shinobu is just going to wait for nighttime, and Araragi is going to get the code solved. All for this night, so they can be all done before Kainoi shows up, since she will be she will not listen to anything and she'll just try to kill Deathtopia. But yeah, that was all the important parts, I feel like, from last episode. So let's get into the newest one, shall we? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Oh yeah, he was thinking that maybe Deathtopia came for that. She was born a vampire, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, at least she's letting us know beforehand. I'm sure Araragi will have no problem with that. But it definitely says something about, that Shinobu feels the need to put on airs. Like, you know, if the relationship between her and Deathtopia was as solid and strong as it once was, she wouldn't really feel like she had to do that. But she just wants to live up to Deathtopia's expectations of being a vampire worthy of having been made by Deathtopia. What? I mean, yeah, she was always going to say yes. Huh? What the hell? Why would he, of all people, why Oikura? Is he insane? That was so. I'm still like, I'm just like so confused as to why Araragi would try Oikura. Mm-hmm. Huh. Maybe that's the 50th victim? Yeah. Okay. Surely not. Mm, sure. Yeah, I don't. It's not impossible. It could be one that was just freshly turned. Mm. Oh. Mm. Oh. Okay. I actually kind of understand this one. Okay. Hmm. Huh. So it's gotta be related to the culprit? But it's not part of the basketball club? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. Oh, yeah. Hmm. I mean, we've never seen them interact. But I think. Oh, right. Oh, that makes sense. Hmm. I mean, she's the only vampire we've seen. Hmm. I see. Yeah, it's only assumptions. Hmm? Wait, really? That's interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. She did cut ties with Kaiki, right? Or is she talking about Tadatsuru? No, I think it's Kaiki. I don't think Tadatsuru was a part of this specialist network. Or rather, in the current timeline. Ah? Okay. Huh? Bro, I really feel like we're missing something in regards to the way that Araragi is talking about Oikura this episode. Hmm. Zeto, 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 zeto. Hey. Damn. Mm. So unwelcoming. Mm. I mean, having the vampire be someone in the close vicinity, especially in school, would make the connection very easy to make. Instead of being Deathtopia, who doesn't really have any connection to it. Are those prime numbers? Moonfire? That's cool name. Cool nickname. Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh? Hachikuji's in the car? Mm. Oh. She's there, but is she awake? Moshi Moshi. Ah, she's answering his phone. Wait, so she can just. Who's she talking to? Uh huh. Okay. So we still don't have a culprit. Hmm. Huh. Yeah. Mm. Okay. So we're gonna be at Kambaru without Kambaru. I see. But we don't get to see what it is. What about Kambaru's grandparents? Okay. Right. Yeah, Gain is here. Mm. Mm. She's even. Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm. Ooh, wow, that's so cool. Yep. I know. Mm. I do feel like he's being a bit roundabout about what he wants to ask. Mm. What are humans? Yeah, right before their fight. What are humans to you? This is really interesting. Shokuryo da. We're not gonna see Shinobu's response. At least not now. Okay. Quite the dramatic ritual. Ooh. Oh, I like the music. No. Hmm. Damn, even Gain was looking a bit nervous. Oh, the choir. I guess she's really happy. But first, I guess it's the music, but it's making me a little intimidated. Not because of the favor she asked of Araragi. Hard to say whether this laugh is genuine or not, or if she's just putting it on. Because Deathtopia is doing it as well. Presentation wise though, damn. This is classic line from her now. Oh, the episode is going to end. Okay. Damn. Okay. I figured. So we at least have one more episode. Go, say peace, I'm happy. Be happy. Be happy. On that. Okay. Compliance.信じゃいないお前と前とでさ生きてることこま変わり続けることああとマジで止まんないよ幸せになりそうとしたいなんて卑怯な猫のような聞けファンタジー君ととばかりちょっちゃかねるよ手当てよってファンタジー先とと化け物の中で兄弟ピースOkay. Well, the arc, the premise of the arc has been building up to the Shinobu and Deathtopia reunion, and we finally have it. But yeah, when Deathtopia and Shinobu were laughing in unison, it definitely was really good in setting a tone and atmosphere. But yeah, oh man. Like, easily the conversation between Araragi and Shinobu before Gain starts the revival ritual. It's probably the most interesting part of the episode for me. Although, it was, I feel I really gotta say something more. Like, even though it was just like 2 lines, 2 moments, I still cannot wrap my head around Araragi just casually calling Oikura and asking her to be his slave, just like he did with Kambaru, which is like, he's like, with Kambaru is like, oh, she's always being the one who's like, yes, I'm Araragi-senpai's slave, what's up? And he's always been like, can you stop responding like that? Someone's going to believe you. But this time, Araragi was the one to actually phrase things like that, so that was kind of fun. But, what? What? I had to say something, but at the same time, like, I have nothing to say just because there's nothing that I can think of that will explain it. Like, sure, like, you're telling me that Araragi and Oikura became friends off screen? Like, surely not. Like, if something happened that changed the nature of the relationship, hopefully we get to see it in an arc focused on her. That is, chronologically before this one. But yeah, that just was so bizarre to me. And later on, he also mentioned her as well. And I think he used the word friend as well. So yeah, I'm shook because of that. Like, I know that her arc, I think, was so that she lost, and then with them having a kind of a nice bittersweet moment together. But I didn't think it signified like, oh, this, because they had this, that means they're going to have a friendly quotation marks relationship from now on. That's not at all what I would have ever expected. So hopefully we'll get an explanation on that. But yeah, we have Shinobu asking Araragi to act as her slave. And even when he was actually her minion back in Kise, they never really had a relationship anywhere near close, like Tropicalesque and Deathtopia, who are like what I assume to be a more common show of what a vampire master and their minion looks like. And it's because Shinobu from the get-go never planned to keep Araragi as a vampire from the moment that he asked, can I turn back to a human? So it was all, for self-sacrifice. So yeah, I already said when that happened, but yeah, you gotta wonder the strength of their relationship. If Shinobu feels like she has to put up this fake front for Deathtopia to see her in the same positive light that she once saw her. Hopefully, Deathtopia will be able to see through it. Otherwise, that would be a little bittersweet. Like, it doesn't feel, genuine if Shinobu feels like she has to do that. But yeah, we went back to decoding once again. And this time, it wasn't actually that complicated. Miniko, I think, just turned the zeros into the circles that you put next to the number for a temperature. And there you go, that's where she got FC. And they didn't really use the numbers at all, other than for that. And we did a lot of speculation with Gaen. And we're still at a loss of how things have gone down. But yeah, I was like, okay, so if the culprit is someone in the basketball club, that would make a lot more sense as to why they're targeting members of it. But apparently no one in it is a vampire, as far as the guy can tell. And at the very least, I don't think she's lying. But yeah, it seems also like Kagenui has a grudge against Deathtopia for personal reasons. So I want to know what's up with that. Like, what? You're telling me Kagenui has met Deathtopia in the past? And maybe tried to exorcise her before? But failed? I wanna... Can I get the whole story on that? I'm curious. Araragi thinking that someone from the either Kamburu's fan club or the basketball club itself could be the culprit. He goes to get information from Karen, but we're back on square one. Like, we're just not going to get any conclusions until we're able to get answers from Deathtopia herself. Because surely the culprit, so either she did it or the culprit mummified her, and we're going to find out once she tells us who it is. But yeah, the conversation that Araragi has with Shinobu here, or like he's kind of like trying to ease into it, but Shinobu is basically telling him hurry up to the point and make it easier to understand. So basically Araragi is trying to say, or trying to ask, have the changes that you've had in this past year-ish that you've had with me, has that made you change your perception about humans? And when you think about it, like logically, like practically, you think, well, Shinobu can't eat humans anymore. So the logical answer would be no. But I mean, that's why he like the whole topic about apparitions are changing and it's and they're universal before they're immortal. So basically, she's changed, she can't eat humans anymore. But for around 500 years, she's been eating them. So just because for a year she hasn't, does that mean that just a year from not eating them, has that changed her perception at all? Is basically what Araragi is trying to get at. Does she have the tiniest bit of understanding, sympathy for them, to see them as any more than nutrition? At the very least, she hesitated for a few seconds, whereas before she wasted no time, but at the same time, she had resolved herself to answer something like that in a way that Araragi wouldn't back down from fighting her and killing her. Whereas here, she doesn't really have a motivation like that. But there's definitely some conflict there in the expression that she makes, right as he's asking the question. And if the question has changed in any way, or rather she's hesitating because the answer has changed, and well, that means that she's not the same person that she wished to show Deathtopia anymore. And that's why she feels like she needs to act a way that things are not. So yeah, that was very intriguing. And yeah, just Gaia being in the Kambaru mansion without Kambaru being there, of course. And also, the anime barely like acknowledges this, but like yeah, Kambaru lives with her grandparents, and they are mentioned a lot more in the novels. So maybe in the novels, like Kambaru tells Araragi that her grandparents are out for the night or something. But here, I guess the anime didn't feel the need to do that. But I'm just myself. I'm just like, surely they aren't there. Otherwise, there would be some complications here. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this episode for now. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.